Good morning out there. Welcome to a Facebook Live with Rhonda. I hope you guys can all log on and see we're going to be making some very important cards today. I've got quite a few to show you, so they're not any funkiness to them, except that we are going to be folding them slightly different. So hopefully you guys could all log on. You can find me. Every Wednesday at 10 o'clock, right around 10 o'clock Eastern time, I love to do a Facebook Live with you. I'm going to give you a little bit of a backstory of why I'm doing this today, and then we'll jump in and we'll start making. We always have to chat just for a minute so that everybody can take time to find this pop up in their news feeds. So last night, I was sitting at my counter, and the kids went to bed. And one thing that I always do is I have a group that many of you are a part of and I love. It's called Creating for Christ. And it's a group, it's a very active Facebook group. We have over 3,000 members. And we do prayer requests, and we do a lot of praying for each other. On an average week, we'll have hundreds, over 100, sometimes 200 requests. And I try very hard. It's a passion of mine to go through and pray for each one. So last night I was really struggling though. I was going through them, and each one just kind of like kept breaking my heart a little bit more, and I started to get very emotionally raw going through them. And then one of my long time stamp customers passed away this week from cancer. And of course, it's National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so October, it's always on the forefront. My daughter's getting ready for a Dig Pink cancer fundraiser volleyball night, and she's doing it in honor of Tracy Adams, who is my daughter-in-law's mother, who passed away a year and a half ago of cancer. So it was just last night, it was like, this, cloud over me, and it was just really heavy. And I remember I just sat there thinking, okay, what can I do? I'm praying, and I know that's the I can't do anything, but God can do anything and everything. So I know I was doing the best that I can do. But I thought, no, there is something else that I can do. God's given us gifts and talents and our creativity. And we always focus here on my Facebook Lives on making people smile, giving a reason to smile, and stop paper hoarding, and lots of fun things. And so today is not going to it's not going to be giving reason to people to smile, except that it's going to give a reason for you to be able to give people some encouragement, some hope, or just your love, your prayers, your support. And one of the best ways we can do that is by sending a card in the mail. Yes, we can send a little text message. We can also, send a message, send an email. But actually getting a card in the mail is so powerful. So that was what I decided last night. I hadn't actually offered an online class for October just because I had so much going on with my retreat, and then I do a retreat in the box, and then I have my Creating for Christ event that had almost 100 people. So our docket was pretty full, but I usually always do at least 1 or 2 online classes as well. So last night I thought, here we go. We're going to do an online class. We are going to make a box of cards about caring for those who are going through cancer. I'm calling it the Cancer Care Box. So you are going to make a box of cards. It's going to come in one of our thick, heavy duty stamp case holders. These can hold about 10 to 12 cards. These won't be super thick, so you can mail them. They're going to be mailable cards. And you're going to make 10 cards, 5 different ones, and you are going to make 2 of each. So we are going to do something about this. We can't cure cancer, but we can certainly do something that are helping all of our loved ones who are struggling. Not just the ones who are going through cancer, but their loved ones and the ones left behind. Those are the ones I think that I deal the most with. I think the ones who are actually going through cancer are fighting, and they are strong. Many of them are so strong, and they're fighting for their lives. And I think who need sometimes our support the most are our loved ones who are left behind, the ones who are watching their loved ones struggle. And so what we can do is just give them a card. If you have 10 or 12 in that box, you could do one a week for a couple months. You could just do one is better than doing none. And so we're going to make some beautiful cards that are going to fight against this, what we can do. What we can do. And so I'm going to show you some of these cards. One other thing that I wanted to say is that my mother-in-law, Florine Wade, she passed away almost 6 years ago of cancer. And I remember sending her cards about once a week. I would they were not heavy, they were just light, loving cards. Sometimes I would give, long messages in there, and I would send her cards. We also had her on our Project Hope, and my team and fellow demonstrators showered her with cards as well. She was a demonstrator and had lots of friends that made cards. And she had a basket. She had a chair in her room where she sat most of the time, and a lot towards the end. And she had a basket right next to her chair. And that basket was full of every single handmade card that she had gotten. And she told me that she would read them all the time. Every day she would read them over and over again. And then after she passed away, she had pancreatic cancer. After she passed away, I remember going into her bedroom with my husband and my sister-in-law, and her chair was there, and nothing had been moved, and that basket of cards was still there all the way through. That was one of the things that gave her encouragement, that gave her just a slight, any motivation that day and hope. So your cards do have power. People who get them will read them over and over again. Just to look at them will make a difference. So let's do this together, okay? So today we're going to make a couple cards, and I'm going to be using the stamp set Ribbon of Courage. What I love the most about this set is it was designed by, one of our artists at Stampin' Up, but the concept of it was designed by Patty Bennett, who is one of our $1 Million Achievers. And so I love the $1 Million Achiever stamp sets because we work with all of our stampers. We know what our stampers want and need, and Patty was so wise to know that this is exactly what we needed. The images, the words, the font, it is an awesome, awesome stamp set. So it's been out for a couple years. Who knows how long it'll be around. So it is one that you're gonna wanna get, because I know this is one that I will never get rid of. I'll always have it so that I can always use it just in my personal life, with my friends and with my family, and even in fundraisers or whatever. I always want to have this Ribbon of Courage stamp set. So Patty, thank you for your insight and your wisdom and for designing this set. We love it. I'm going to go ahead and point you down so you can see. We are going to be making some beautiful, this is not one we're going to make. This is one that I woke up first thing this morning. First thing I got to the studio, I could not wait to dive in and design these cards. So I have almost all the cards designed for the class already. I love it when we can take action on something that God lays on our hearts and is whispering to us and speaking to us that it's time to do something about it. So here's one of them. They're all going to be a little bit different. They're all going to be like just folded differently. So I'll do a video with this one to show you kind of how to put some of these together. They're all using the same 5.5 by 8.5 piece of paper to start with, and we might cut it down a little bit. We might fold it different. Here's another one, and this one actually, this top opens up, and this one actually creates a pocket. So if you wanted to put like a gift card for them, maybe to get coffee or something like that, you could always put that in there too. So this one's is a fun one too. Now I'm not gonna be doing all pink, but a lot of it will be pink. Because it is October. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So these are just two of them, but we're gonna make two more today. Okay, so let's point you down. Let's get stamping, and let's do some, real action here. I'm gonna make sure that you're straight. It always bugs me when you're not quite straight. And actually, it's whoa! That was a little nice breast shot you got of me. I'm sure you all loved that. Okay, so we're going to be using and focusing on the Soft Subtle 6x6 designer series paper. If you've ever Googled, you can do the colors of cancer, and this is the one I found that has there's yellow. The cancer that Tracy had was purple and green. Tracy had two cancers. She had cancer of the heart, and I believe it was in her lymph nodes as well. So I knew this pack of paper would give us the most variety on all the cancer colors that are out there. There's also 2 shades of pink. There's the Blushing Bride, and then there's also the Petal Pink. So you're gonna get a lot of use out of this pack of paper. So what I'm gonna start with is just a half a sheet. This is gonna be done with our petal pink. And I'm gonna go ahead and take so it's at 5.5 by 8.5. I'm gonna cut it down to 8 by 5.25, which I did that already. So I want it to be a little bit smaller. And then I need to score this. So I'm gonna score this at 2. And then I'm gonna score it at 6. Okay, so the measurements for this card are 5.25 by 8. And I scored it at 2 and 6. So then what happens is we're gonna take that and we're gonna fold these in towards the middle, and they meet perfectly. So it's gonna be kind of like a little bit of a window card. I did go through and cut my Petal Pink, and what I have here is 2 little panels that are 1 3/4 by 5. And you need 2 of them because they're gonna go on, we're gonna create little panels here on the side, like that. And look, just magically, they work perfectly. There we go. Now, I'm going to then take this and glue it down to a piece of white, which is 4.25 by 5.5. So it's your exact quarter sheet of the Whisper White. There we go. So there is like the skeleton of our card. It's kind of the backbones of the card. And then what I want to do now is I'm going to create kind of a belly band that's going to go around this card. So I cut off, this is the Petal Pink, I just cut a long strip, and it's just 1 inch by the 11. So I just cut off an 11-inch strip. And I'm gonna take this and just wrap it around my card. And then right here, I'm gonna stop. I am gonna use a mini glue dot here, or actually 2 of them, because I wanna make sure that this does not come apart. And not that snail is, heck, you could even, let's use Tear Tape. I have it right in front of me from my bag last week. Did you guys like my bags? I loved the bags last week. So I thought this week would be a good day to do some cards, because last week we did the really awesome bag. Okay, so now I did a little Tear Tape just because you could have used a mini glue dot as well. I was excited to not have to use Tear Tape today. There we go. And then we are going to just glue that down and line that up. So it creates a little belly band, and this is longer than we need, so we can just trim that off. This is gonna get hidden, so you won't see that. But that creates a belly band that can slide off and slide on. And it's just a neat way, to be able to do a card. Hey, on the inside, let's glue this down first. I'm gonna put a piece of white on the inside so that you can do your writing on it. And you could also do some more stamping if you want to too. Okay, so let's put our belly band back on because I'm not done yet. And now we want to go to our stamp set. Okay, so there's lots of stamps to use. I'm going to be using this ribbon that has all the prettiness inside of it with our Petal Pink. So we're just going to ink that up. I don't want to shake the table too much. I want it to be lighter, so I'm gonna stamp it off first, and then I'm gonna stamp it. So it's a nice lighter, kind of like a shade lighter. Then we're gonna go to our basic gray. And the one I'm using is With Faith, All Things Are Possible. And I'm gonna stamp that just right there in the middle of our ribbon. So this is what it looks like. Now, we're gonna run this through our Big Shot with our stitched oval framelets, and go to our little magic box here, and voila, it's been done for us. I love our magic box. And it also threw in a scalloped oval. Thank you very much. Okay, so now we can glue this all down together. Oh, before I glue it down, I am gonna definitely include some of this petal pink baker's twine. Don't forget I showed you this. I love these daisy tops we put on our mason jars, and all my twine just stays right in there. So I'm gonna pull off this petal pink baker's twine, and I pulled off a pretty big piece of it, and I'm gonna just wrap that around twice, and then tie that in a bow over here off to the side. Yes, a real live bow, which I don't like to do normally on a Facebook Live because I'm not too bad. It's just not easy to get them good when you have some pressure on you. So I'll trim that off so it's not quite so long, but hey, not bad. There we go. So I just tied that around our belly band. And now this will go, look, I love the stitched oval framelits and then using it with the layering ovals because it's like a perfect layering. Now that is going to go over our card. Oh, I love this one so much. Love it. This is what I'm talking about. This is what's gonna make a difference. This is what you're gonna do. So we're gonna make pretty cards and we're gonna send them to people that are going, through cancer or has a loved one going through cancer. And this one says, with faith, all things are possible. Look at that, look how beautiful that card is. And simple, and it's flat. And then when they get it, they're gonna say, okay, how do I get in here? And then they're gonna slide off that belly band, and then they can open it and look at their inside. Now we could go to this one. Let's do that. There's this really pretty little heart in there, and we could take that and stamp that to make sure I got it correct, and stamp that down at the bottom like that. So our inside is decorated just a little bit. And then we have this little, a little flower. We could add a couple of those. There. So now it's ready for you to fill out and send to somebody. Okay, so you're gonna make 2 of these in the class. This is gonna be included in the class too. I love this one. All right, well, we'll fix that later. Okay, one more. Do you guys have time for one more? I have time for one more card. This one, we are going to do, I'm changing up the color. We're gonna go to the Highland Heather. So this was, all through when Tracy was going through cancer, we had the purple bracelets, everything was purple, we had purple shirts, like this light color. So this is the one, when I think about cancer, this color always comes to my mind. So we are going to go back to our paper and look for our Highland Heather. And I'm gonna pull off this piece right here. So it's a 6x6. And we're gonna cut it down to 3x4. So 3 by 4, and you're still going to keep this, so don't throw that away. Well, of course, it's a nice big scrap, and this is going to get glued down to here. Before I do that, I'm going to do my stamping because in case I mess up, I have another side to use. I'm going to use the one I love. This just says courage. I mean, the courage that so many people demonstrate and show is amazing. So this is I'm gonna stamp the courage. I'm gonna try to get it on one of the lighter things like that. So you can see it says courage, or I stamped it right on the paper. And this is gonna get glued down to a piece of our basic gray, just like that. And now let's go ahead and do our little bit of folding here. This one we're just gonna fold like normal. Like I said, each one, we're just gonna do something little that's different. We're gonna cut it different, we're gonna fold it different. And this one, we're just gonna do that simple Z fold and just go back here. So it's a little bit different. Okay, now we're gonna take this little flower, and I'm just gonna do this because I don't have my chamois up here with me. And we have the Highland Heather stamp pad, beautiful color, one of our new beautiful purples. And that one, I'm just gonna go ahead and randomly stamp this flower all over just this side of it. I love random stamping. Some people really struggle with random stamping. I'm gonna do it this way so I don't, I like to, you kind of hang off the edge a little bit, so that way it doesn't look like you're trying to be so perfect, which obviously I'm not. So there's our Highland Heather. It's a cute little flower. Oh, this is actually a scrap piece of white. Don't look at that. And we're going to glue that down. It's funny, I didn't know that I had it in the back of it there. There you go. And then, so there's our card, and this is going to get glued down. Look how pretty it's coming together. Can you guys see that? You know, if the comments are in your way, you guys can just swipe them to the right or the left and they disappear so you can see nicely. And, you know, obviously I love all your comments and talking to you, and so you can always leave a comment if you want to, and I'll come back and chat with you later. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue this down. I'm going to actually use just some dimensionals here on the side, just because I don't want it to fall apart, and give it a little bit of dimension as well. So I put just along the one side, not this side, because we're not going to seal this shut. That would be not nice to do that. And then we're going to glue this down like that, okay? So last thing I want to do, this is a really simple card. Obviously these are all going to be pretty simple, but this is just again a neat way to kind of open that up. And you could also, this one you could definitely stamp. This one I'm going to stamp on the inside, sending love and hugs to you. So we're going to stamp that one right here on the inside, like that. And of course, let's take a little tiny heart here. So these ones we can decorate the inside. Look, aw, I love that, so sweet. And then it's hidden by that, so when they open it up, that's what's there. Okay, what I'm gonna do though, I'm gonna do a little bit of punching. So we have this, our 4-petal punch, and I'm gonna, you know, punch out 2 of these petals out of some of that designer series paper, because the other side is polka dots. So we can then take our bone folder and curl the edges. So we got, again, don't like flat flowers. I've never seen a flat flower in nature. So we're gonna give our flowers a little bit of a lift, and then that's going to get glued down to each other. And then we're gonna take that and put it down to our card. But of course, what does every card need but some sprig on it? So go ahead and make sure you punch a sprig. I do believe this is probably on back order now because it's the most amazing punch that we've had lately. So just be patient, it will come back off of back order. It's awesome. So just gonna go ahead and grab a mini glue dot and stick this back here too. So we've got our little sprig. See, look at that. Now all of a sudden it's like so awesome. Everything just needs a little sprig coming out of it. So that's gonna go there. For the middle of the flower, I'm just gonna take a 3/4 inch with the basic gray and put that on there. That's just gonna be the middle of our flower. There you go, a beautiful, simple card that is all about their courage. And and you know what, the day that you send this to them, maybe the day that they need a little bit of courage. And so it's perfect. Now you're also gonna get envelopes with all of these cards, because we got how cool to have envelopes actually like right that you send that are already there, they're already decorated, and all you gotta do is just stick them in the mail. And so we're gonna decorate all of the envelopes as well. So remember that other piece you can take, and now we can use that to decorate our envelope with. Or you could use it to make another card, but I love taking that extra 30 seconds and decorating our envelope so that it already matches the card. So when you put it in the mail, it's gonna be exciting, just like that. So now look at that, when they get this in the mail, is that not going to brighten someone's day? Okay, I'm pulling you back up here. So today was all about sweet and simple cards. We made several of them. Ooh, there we go. Now we're back on track. So we made this one as well. It just says simple gatefold, but then we made our belly band that holds it all shut. You know what? You guys have power. You guys can make a difference. we're crafting because it's fun for us, and yeah, it's enjoyable, but what you really do makes a difference. So now look at our card. Isn't that beautiful? I didn't stamp my envelope to match this one, so let's do that real quick. This one, I'm actually just gonna stamp the envelope instead of trying to, use up the paper on it. Oh, thank you for all the loves. I love all your loves. That makes me happy. I feel happy. We're doing something. We're not just gonna sit back and not do anything and just be sad. We might still be sad and we might still be heavy-hearted, but I know that we can do something about it. So here we go. There's this card. We did do a beautiful purple one. And of course, when you get this, you can make this in any color. You can do yellow, there's blues, there's so many different colors. And then we also started off with these two that I didn't make these for you, but whoops, that's sideways. You can see there's beautiful pink pearls that will be included in the kit, and some pink ribbon, and you're gonna have all of this stored in one box. So you will have your Cancer Care card box ready to go, so that when you know someone that is struggling or someone that they love is struggling, you can do something about it. All right, thank you for being here with me today. You guys have given me a huge reason to smile, and I'm grateful that I had this today because it made me say, what am I gonna do tomorrow? And I said, you know what, we're gonna do something that is all about, it's October, it's Breast Cancer Month. So thanks for being my friends, thanks for being here. I will see you next week. I will be here next Wednesday. Same time, 10 o'clock Eastern time. I will give you the link to join, to register for this class if you want to. It is, I can only ship to the US, but I will also have a tutorial that I will be happy to share that I'll be posting on this page so that we all can join in together. All right, take care. Bye-bye.